Hey, it's David J from Red Dog Music in Edinburgh here, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a fantastic promotion that Casio have on at the moment, which is called Time to Celebrate. Basically, until the end of June, June 30th actually, if you buy a Casio Celviano Grand Hybrid, you can get up to £500 worth of vouchers to spend at casioonline.co.uk. So, without much further ado, we're going to run with Casio's time theme, Time to Celebrate, and give you 12 reasons why you would want to go for one of these fantastic pianos. So stay tuned. So to talk about these 12 fantastic reasons that you would want to own one of these pianos, I've chosen to sit down at my favourite one in the line, which is the GP500. So without much further ado, reason one that you would want to get one of these amazing keyboards is the fact that the Keybed is made by a very famous acoustic manufacturer called Bechstein. It feels absolutely amazing. It's made of Austrian spruce, just like their acoustic pianos. The keys on their acoustic pianos are made of. And yeah, it feels absolutely beautiful to play. So the second reason would be that behind these fantastic keys that Bechstein have made, Casio have basically manufactured like a kind of digital version, I guess, of a acoustic piano mechanism, like with all the escapement and everything that you would expect on an acoustic piano. Simple fact remains that these aren't acoustic pianos; they're just designed to be very, very close to them. And so Casio spent a lot of time remaking all the little parts that you would find in an acoustic piano mechanism, so that they're very hard wearing, they last a long time, but they feel to the player exactly as they would be on an acoustic version of one of these instruments. So reason three, aside from them being absolutely fantastic to play, they are very beautiful to look at. The GP500 in particular, in the ebony finish, is really pretty stunning, like what you would expect from a kind of ebony coloured upright in your living room or your practice room or whatever. They look fantastic. Reason four, all of this would mean nothing. How it plays, how it looks, it would mean nothing if it didn't have some fantastic speakers built into it, and it certainly has that. Right across the range, the piano sounds fantastic, right from the very detailed sounds at the top to your kind of boomy, clear low end that you would expect to hear. It's all there with the fantastic speakers that are built into them as well. Reason number five is kind of linked to reason four about the speakers that we were talking about a moment ago. There's a cool lid on the top of the piano that you can kind of lift and close. The effect of this is basically like what would happen on an acoustic piano if you close the lid or open the lid. Basically, when the lid's closed, the sound is a little bit less detailed. It's still beautiful, but it's just less detailed, a little bit more masked and muffled. When you open the lid, everything's a lot clearer, maybe a little bit louder. It's just exactly what you would be used to hearing on an acoustic piano. You can also see into the beautiful mechanism that Casio spent so much time manufacturing as well, which is really cool. Reason number six that you would want one of these is that there's fantastic acoustic piano sounds built into them. There's a Berlin Grand, a Hamburg Grand, and a Vienna Grand, all of which sound fantastic, all very, very realistically sampled, and coupled with the Keybed, make for a very enjoyable playing experience. So, my seventh reason that you would want one of these is that aside from having your three different main categories of acoustic grand sounds on them, there's also three variations of each of them, so you can basically very quickly make each piano sound different. If you think it maybe sounds a little bit bright to your ears, you can quickly go to a more mellow version of the same sound, for example. So it's a really useful little feature to have. Reason 8, on these pianos there's a really cool feature whereby aside from being able to get three variations on each piano, you can go more in depth with the sound and edit it to your choosing. Basically, it would be really useful for perhaps players who have owned acoustic pianos in the past and they want to try and emulate the sound more accurately of the piano that they've owned in the past, or maybe an acoustic piano that they were used to playing at concerts or maybe at a teacher's house. It's a really, really handy feature to have, and of course you can save all your settings on the piano. On the GP500 and the GP400, you can also change the alico resonance and make it more prominent or less prominent. Reason 9, there's some really cool reverb settings on the GP500. So basically you can go in and make it sound like you're playing in different sized concert hall venues, so larger ones and smaller ones, which is really, really cool. But you can also change the position that you're hearing the reverb from, basically. So you can set it to player position, which makes it really sound like you're sitting at the piano that you're listening to, which you kind of are, which is great. Or you can set it from the audience's perspective as well, so that you can kind of hear what it would sound like in a concert hall setting. It's really cool. It's something I've not really seen before. I think it's well worth a mention. Reason 10 is the concert play feature that's on the GP500. Basically allows you to play along with some really, really high quality recordings of symphony orchestras, and you can hear them with and without the piano part. You even get given the sheet music to kind of learn the music that you're playing along with. It's very, very realistic sounding because it has been recorded by a real orchestra. So it's good fun to play along with. So reason 11, check this out, would be the fact that you can record on these pianos. On the GP500 you can record 2 parts, which normally equates to like a left hand and a right hand. Really, really good for practice purposes, etc. And finally, reason 12 would be the Time to Celebrate promotion that's on the Grand Hybrid pianos at the moment. Basically, if you head on over to info.casio.co.uk/time to celebrate, you'll be able to read all about the promotion. Basically, in short, if you get a GP300, you'll get £300 to spend at casioonline.co.uk. If you get a GP400, you get £400 to spend. And guess what? If you get a 500, you get £500 to spend. So, yeah, that's it from me.